Thank you. May we be seated? Very good morning to you all and welcome to this auspicious occasion. My name is Ambassador Albert Ranganai Chimbindi, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, and shall be your Director of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Mnangagwa, the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Professor Dr. Amon Mugwira, Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Tavengwa, Honorable Ministers here present, Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushwaya, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps and Ambassador of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency James Musoni, Your Excellencies, Heads of Diplomatic Missions and International Organizations here present, Senior Government Officials, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the Fourth Estate. We gather today at the threshold of a new chapter in our collective journey. We look forward to the year ahead and the shared aspirations that unite our nations. Distinguished guests, it is now my distinct honor to invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Professor Dr. Amon Mugwira, to deliver the welcome remarks for the New Year reception and to introduce the guest of honor. Honorable Minister, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, Honorable Vice Presidents in absentia, our Minister of Harare Metropolitan Province, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors and Heads of International Organizations accredited to Zimbabwe, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Zimbabwe is committed to broadening and deepening cooperation with all nations through a balanced approach that is based on mutual respect, mutual benefit, and mutual responsibility. This approach guarantees the integrity, dignity, and prosperity of our people and the peoples that we interact with. All in all, Zimbabwe's international engagements are constitutionally anchored on Section 12 of the Constitution of Zimbabwe that commits our nation to peaceful coexistence, respect for international law, and the settlements of disputes by peaceful means. In advancing these principles, we also draw inspiration from the values enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, specifically the principles of sovereign equality, non-interference, and cooperation for peace and development, which collectively shape the ethos and conduct of our foreign policy. Expanding upon these foundational ethos, our doctrine, as pronounced by His Excellency the President, Dr. Mnangagwa, our doctrine on foreign relations and cooperation, and his foreign policy provide a coherent framework for engaging the global community through principled and dignified interaction. This approach ensures that Zimbabwe interacts with all nations through a non-judgmental and non-adversarial posture, prioritizing mutually beneficial relationships based on mutual respect and dignified interaction. Underpinning this doctrine, it is within the context that we affirm our doctrine of being a friend to all and an enemy to none, and that Zimbabwe is open for business, and that Zimbabwe does not compromise its sovereignty. Guided by our foreign relations and international trade policy, and the doctrine of foreign relations and international cooperation, we pursue trade as a sustainable instrument of peace. In this regard, Zimbabwe presents itself as an equal, stable, and dependable partner, promoting peaceful, dignified, and beneficial partnerships, leveraging on trade. Your Excellency, let me conclude by saying Zimbabwe remains dedicated to dignified and structured engagement with the rest of the world, again based on the principle of sustainable peace and prosperity for all humanity, based on mutual respect. In this regard, we deeply value our strategic partnerships with all countries that work with us in the spirit of making a better world for all. I thank you, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, may I allow me to introduce our guest of honor, our keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me now to move and introduce our guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, we are honored to welcome our chief diplomat, who, according to independent reviews by the Africa Peer Review Mechanism, is rated as a transformative leader whose governance practices have received significant continental recognition through the AU as per APRM report presented to the African Union this February. His Excellency has been commended by his peers in the African Union under the Africa Peer Review Mechanism panel during the 35th ordinary session held on 13 February 2026 for exemplary practices in governance and management. He is a visionary leader who introduced performance-based service contracts to make government more efficient. He pioneered heritage-based education 5.0 philosophy to drive innovation-led industrialization. This means that any nation is developed through knowledge and practice. He also introduced an innovative monetary policy which has ensured stability and predictability in our economic affairs. And most of all, he has championed dignified interaction among nations with mutual respect, with respecting sovereign equality of nations. There are no big nations, there are no small nations. There are 193 nations, each 111, up to 193. Therefore, distinguished guests, please join me in welcoming our guest of honor, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and our Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Your Excellency, sir.
Pray, be seated. The Director of Ceremonies, Ambassador Chimbidi, the Minister of State for Harare Metropolitan Province, Honorable Tavengwa, Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade, Honorable Professor Murira, other ministers and deputy ministers who may be here, the Chief Secretary of the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Lushoya, Senior government officials were here. The Dean of the Diplomatic Corps and Ambassador of the Republic of Rwanda, His Excellency J. Musoni, Your Excellency, heads of diplomatic missions and international organizations, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome you all to our annual New Year reception. Allow me on behalf of the government people of Zimbabwe and on my own behalf to extend to you, Your Excellencies, and through you to your staff and families, our sincere New Year's greetings, albeit belatedly. Your presence affirms the enduring bond of friendship, partnership and cooperation that Zimbabwe enjoys with your respective countries. We value our relations and remain committed to nurturing bilateral, multilateral partnerships grounded in mutual respect, sovereign equality, and shared prosperity. In order to deepen interaction with your missions, it is important that we hold regular engagements towards accelerating trade, investment, and socio-economic initiatives. My doors continue to remain open. Your Excellencies, the past year was marked by steady progress in our national development agenda. My administration is firmly on course towards the realization of Vision 2030. The ongoing reforms to further strengthen macroeconomic stability, improve the investment climate, enhance transparency, and promote private sector-led growth are yielding positive results. The National Development Strategy number 2, launched last year, prioritizes accelerated industrialization, infrastructure development, food and energy security, digital innovation and value addition. It is around these central themes that our respective jurisdictions should deepen cooperation. Our message is clear and remains consistent, and that is Zimbabwe is open for business. We stand ready to welcome investment and partnerships from across the world, which are fair, transparent, and align with our national socio-economic political interests. Ultimately, benefits for all our peoples are central and guide our policies towards this cooperation. So far, the 2025-2026 summer cropping season is promising to result in a bumper harvest, which will go a long way to consolidate our food security position. Regrettably, our SADC region continues to experience severe flooding due to climate change. During the current season, parts of Zimbabwe, Malawi, Mozambique, and part of South Africa were not spared. The prevalence of climate change-induced natural disasters call for greater cooperation towards mitigation and adaptation strategies that should build greater resilience, especially at community levels. Going forward, We call for strengthened multilateral cooperation, predictable climate financing, and equitable solutions that recognize the vulnerabilities of developing nations to the vagaries of climate change. On its part, Zimbabwe continues to invest in building resilience and adaptive capabilities and capacities, strengthening early warning systems, promoting climate-smart agriculture, and empowering our communities. Your Excellencies, global shifts in development financing and cooperation have challenged many countries in the global south to reassess strategies for sustainable economic growth. Zimbabwe remains grateful for partnerships that have supported our development, our modernization, and industrialization journey. We are determined to scale up domestic resource mobilization, to bridge the funding gap as well as to venture into new innovative models that recognize our unique circumstances as a country. Lasting investments and collaboration to sectors such as agriculture, infrastructure development, green energy, health, and the environment are most welcome. My administration will continue to play its part to consolidate the gains we have realized together and establish new cooperation frameworks. These must be based on respect, the principle of sovereign equality of states, and non-interference in our internal affairs. I express a profound gratitude for the backing of regional and continental institutions, including SADC and the African Union, in advocating for the removal of illegal sanctions imposed on our motherland, Zimbabwe. We are encouraged by the constructive dialogue underway with various international actors. We believe that differences should always be minimized for a better future for all of us. Your Excellencies, our philosophy is Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. This is an enduring principle guiding our foreign policy, reflecting our readiness to work with all member states in the Committee of Nations. My administration recognizes that credibility and predictability are essential ingredients for restoring investor confidence and unlocking new lines of financing. In this spirit, my government's ongoing engagement with international financial institutions under the areas clearance and the debt resolution process is progressing well. We are taking concrete steps towards fulfilling our financial obligations. Similarly, the stabilization of our economy and its integration into the global financial and trade system are continuing. We will welcome your support in these endeavors by our country. Meanwhile, the Zimbabwe diaspora in your respective countries is playing a pivotal role in our national development through remittances, investment and skills transfer. We appreciate the hospitality extended to our citizens abroad. Their contributions further cement the relationship between Zimbabwe and the host countries, reflecting the interconnectedness of our societies. As we look ahead, people-to-people relations and the cultural exchanges should not be neglected in our diplomatic interface. Your Excellencies, at the multilateral level, Zimbabwe remains anchored on the principles of the United Nations Charter, including the sovereign equality of states, peaceful settlement of disputes, and collective security. In this regard, I reaffirm Zimbabwe's candidature for a non-permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council for the period 2027 to 2028. We are grateful to those countries who have endorsed our bid. We count on the invaluable support of your respective governments for our candidature. Zimbabwe stands ready to serve within the United Nations Security Council with dedication, integrity, and resolute obligation to a more peaceful, just, and secure world. Your Excellencies, this year marks a renewed opportunity for collaboration. Let us continue to work together to deepen diplomatic ties, expand trade relations, and promote cultural exchanges. Our shared aspirations for prosperity and peace binds us together as partners for progress and the realization of the United Nations Development Goals. Zimbabwe is a partner that can be counted upon to foster inclusive growth, strengthen governance, and ensure lasting peace, lasting unity, security, and stability. In conclusion, I once again thank you all for the transformative partnership and the synergies that my administration enjoys from our respective jurisdictions, more so as we navigate the complex opportunities and challenges that beset our world today. You, our esteemed diplomats, are builders of bridges. Hence, the people and government of Zimbabwe count on you to submit objective and constructive reports to your capitals. These must facilitate good relations between Zimbabwe and your countries, and they help to create a world where every nation thrives in harmony. I now invite you, Your Excellencies, to join me in a toast. You can always use the water we have. To your good health and that of your families. To strengthen friendship and cooperation among our nations. To global peace, security, and development. Finally, he is wishing us all a prosperous and successful 2026. Cheers. Don't break the glasses. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for those inspiring and forward-looking remarks and direction. Your address provided a clear compass for our diplomatic engagement in 2026. Let us give His Excellency a loud and thunderous round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are all inspired and ready to go forward, Your Excellency. At this juncture, please allow me to request, I have the honor to invite His Excellency, Ambassador James Msoni, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, and the Ambassador of Rwanda to deliver the vote of thanks. You have the floor.
Your Excellency, Dr. Emerson Dambuzo Mnangagwa, President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Professor Amon Morwera, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Ministers here present, Excellencies, Ambassadors and members of the Diplomatic Corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. It's my distinct honor to extend our heartfelt vote of thanks to you, Your Excellency, for graciously hosting us. This is a great testament for the long standing friendship between the Republic of Zimbabwe and the diplomatic community. Your Excellency, we take this opportunity to extend our warm congratulations for the people of Zimbabwe and Your Excellency for the good leadership demonstrated during your chairmanship of SADC. You demonstrated the unwavering commitment to regional integration, economic growth, and sustainable development. Your Excellency, we would also like to commend you for Zimbabwe's candidature to the United Nations Security Council for a non-permanent seat for the period 2027-2028, and we are confident that Zimbabwe will be elected and advocate for global peace and security, as you rightly said, Your Excellency, and you will push for the respect for the international law, peaceful resolution of disputes, multilateral cooperation, regional stability, and inclusive governance. Your Excellency, the diplomatic community deeply appreciates the cooperation and hospitality extended to our missions by the government of Zimbabwe. The conducive environment for diplomatic engagement enhances our ability to strengthen bilateral and multilateral relations for mutual benefit. In conclusion, we reaffirm our commitment to working closely with your administration, sir, in promoting our shared aspirations of peace, development, and prosperity. We thank you, Your Excellency, the government and the people of Zimbabwe, and wish you continued success, peace, and prosperity. I thank you.
Thank you, Dean. Let's give him a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ambassador Msoni, for the vote of thanks. Distinguished guests, this brings us to the conclusion of the formal part of our program. As we all know, the true essence of diplomacy often unfolds in the warmth of personal interaction and conversation. We are fortunate that His Excellency the President has graciously set aside some time from his busy schedule for a brief meet and brief session. Their Excellencies will follow the order of precedence. We'll be starting with the resident ambassadors, to be followed by non-resident ambassadors, then the charge d'affaires and their representatives. Then we have heads of international organizations or their representatives, and we'll end with the honorary consuls. I think the Dean will lead from the front. At this juncture, may I request all guests to rise and remain standing as His Excellency the President leads us into this session. Thank you. We start with the Dean, the Ambassador of Rwanda. We have the Ambassador of the Russian Federation, to be followed by the Ambassador of the United Arab Emirates, and the Ambassador of the State of Palestine, to be followed by the United Nations President, Ambassador Kalon, and the Ambassador of, State of Palestine, Ambassador Kalon, the Ambassador of Ethiopia, and then the Ambassador of Brazil. Brazil, Ambassador Kalon, United Nations. Yes, the Ambassador of Brazil, followed by the Ambassador of Botswana. And the Ambassador of Turkey. To be followed by the Ambassador of Switzerland. To be followed by the Ambassador of the People's Republic of China. Switzerland, the Ambassador of China, the Ambassador of the Republic of Korea, the Ambassador of the United Kingdom, to be followed by the Ambassador of Algeria, And the ambassador of Belarus after the ambassador of Algeria. The ambassador of Algeria. Belarus. Yes, Belarus, to be followed by the ambassador of Mozambique. And the ambassador of Serbia will come after the ambassador of Mozambique. And then the Holy See after the ambassador of Serbia. To be followed by the ambassador of India. India after the Holy See. To be followed by the ambassador of the French Republic. India. The ambassador of France will be followed by the ambassador of Cuba. France, followed by Cuba. Yes, Cuba to be followed by Greece. And Greece to be followed by Tanzania. Tanzania after Greece. Tanzania to be followed by Kenya. Kenya to be followed by Angola. Angola will be followed by Indonesia. And Indonesia will be followed by Pakistan. Pakistan to be followed by Germany. And Germany will be followed by Spain, the Kingdom of Spain. Yes. Spain will be followed by Ghana. Yes. Spain. Ghana. After Ghana, we have Iran. After Iran, we have Sudan. After Sudan, we have Egypt. Iran. Okay. Iran, please proceed. Then Egypt. After Egypt, we have Japan. Yes, after Japan, we have Italy. After Italy, we'll have Namibia. That's Italy. Yes. Now we go to the charge d'affaires. Malaysia. Yeah, okay. Namibia. Malaysia. Get ready. Okay. Okay, sorry. I think we have non-resident ambassadors who... Yes. Okay, Finland, please. To be followed by Jamaica. And then Venezuela. After Jamaica. I think there's a representative from Uganda, right? Okay. Now we go to the Yeah? I'm waiting. Okay. The Charge d'Affaires of Romania. To be followed by the Charge d'Affaires of DRC. And the Charge d'Affaires of Nigeria. Nigeria, to be followed by Portugal. Portugal, to be followed by Equatorial Guinea. And Equatorial Guinea to be followed by South Africa. Equatorial Guinea. South Africa to be followed by the Netherlands. The Netherlands, South Sudan. After South Sudan, with the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. After SADR, we have that's Sahrawi. We have Sweden. Sweden, after Sweden, then we have Canada. After Canada, we have the USA. After the USA, we have Malawi. Malawi, after the USA. Malawi. After Malawi, we have Zambia. And after Zambia, we have the EU. That's Zambia. The EU is, after that, we have international organizations, and we start by the African Capacity Building Foundation. Africa Capacity Building Foundation, to be followed by the African Development Bank. African Development Bank? Okay. Afrexim Bank? Yes. To be followed by the Africa Regional Intellectual Property Organization, ARIPO. ARIPO will be followed by the Africa Regional Labor Administration Center. Okay. We have the International Maize and Wheat Improvement Center. To be followed by the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. And then the International Organization for Migration. To be followed by the International Monetary Fund. Then the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. Okay, UN Development Fund. And then we have UNICEF. Then we have United Nations Population Fund. To be followed by the United Nations Office for Project Services, UNOPS. Then UNOPS will be followed by the Trade and Development Bank. By SADC Regional Peace Training Center. SADC Regional Peacekeeping Training Center. Then there's World Health Organization. UN Women, are you there? Okay. UN Women. The World Food Programme. To be followed by the World Bank. We'll now move to the honorary consuls. We start with Denmark. Honorary Consul of Denmark, to be followed by Ireland. Honorary Consul of Denmark, to be followed by Ireland. To be followed by Norway. To be followed by Latvia. And last but not least, Côte d'Ivoire. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I think Côte d'Ivoire. Yes. Yes, let's express our thanks and gratitude to Okay, thank you very much. Let's give His Excellency a big round of applause. Your Excellency, we express our profound gratitude for your presence and leadership today. Thank you very much. I think we are all inspired and ready to tackle whatever is thrown at us during the year 2026. We want to take this opportunity to express our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency the President for his presence and leadership. Distinguished guests, this brings us to the end of our ceremony. May I kindly ask all of us to remain standing as we bid farewell to His Excellency the President. Let's give him a big round of applause as he leaves the rostrum. Thank you, Your Excellency. Excellencies, you are all cordially invited to remain and enjoy the refreshments that have been prepared in your honor. Thank you once again for your presence, and may the year ahead bring prosperity, cooperation, and peace to all our nations. Thank you very much. Protocol will guide us. Thank you.
Okay.